Okay, we're gonna take arms in a series basis. So in your manual, you're gonna see some exercises that are listed by body part. Where you see them listed by body part is not necessarily how you would combine them in a class. So we're gonna teach them series by series. We'll talk about each body part as we're doing it, but this is how you would actually organize those arms into a set during class, okay? So let's start with torso twist. Again, these are single-sided, so we will have this facing the right and facing the left. Set up on the knees for more advanced, down on the knees for less advanced. We're gonna have an overhand grip on your strap and a slight bend through your elbows. This is gonna work your mirror side oblique. So we'll start to twist into the movement, crunching through the side body and slowly unwind. Shoulders are out of my ears, and the initiation of the twist is the oblique, not the arms. On this next one, I'll use my arms inappropriately. So you'll see here, I'm using my arms to twist, okay? We don't want that. So we want the torso and the side body doing the work. Okay, now we move to single arm tricep press. So top arm comes down, bottom arm comes down, top arm comes overhead. All right, we thread it through the short handle. The elbow is stationary in the air, and we're pressing and releasing. Notice that my body is pressed forward, not back, okay? It's okay to sit down like Ashley's doing to take some weight out, but we really don't want an in-between. So we're either all the way up or we're all the way down. Chest is squared, and the elbow is nice and still in the air. It's like you're high-fiving the ceiling. Next, bicep curl. So this is a side-facing movement, just like everything else. This would be working your opposite arm. Heavier is gonna be down, like Ashley. Heavier is gonna be up like me. Lighter will be down, like Ashley. So the elbow is staying lifted in the air, and the shoulder is out of my ear. Be sure that they are completing the curl by taking the hand all the way to the shoulder. So we're not stopping here. It is a full movement. If this gets to be too much in the shoulder, you may lower down and curl from here. This is gonna be an overall lighter motion, which is okay. You just need to understand that and know that the proper bicep curl is with the elbow nice and lifted. Okay, from here, we go single shoulder press. So we've got the arm facing forward, palm facing forward. We press up and lower down. So know this is pretty heavy in the position that I'm in. So you have a couple of options. If you notice clients are going quickly, it means it's too heavy. And if you notice clients are here, it means that it's too heavy. So two options, we either come down like Ashley or we try the shorter strap. We should be trying to get the upper arm to the ear, okay? Upper arm to the ear. And it's okay in a series if you have a heavier exercise like this one to say, this one's a little heavier. Let's sit back on the heels for this. Keep your body nice and tall as you take the shoulder press. All right, moving on. Single arm hug a tree. Same working arm, bigger bend in both of the elbows. So imagine there's a nice pretty tree in front of you. You come together and then we open. So again, I'm up, I'm heavier than Ashley. She's down on her knees. You could do a couple of things here. You could take a ball into your hand and pass the ball back and forth. You could just keep it just as it is. You can add a little raise here, up and overhead. It's really nice through the shoulders. You can come down and lift up here just to work the movement a little differently, but this is a wonderful exercise for the chest and the shoulder. Okay, we've got single arm lat raise. So this is gonna switch to the opposite arm, okay? So palm is facing the same direction the whole time. So watch the palm. We lift up, it faces down, just like you would have a weight in your hand with free weight work, and you lower. Body is staying nice and tight, and the shoulder is staying down and out of your ear. So let's be sure clients are not twisting their arm or their hips as they're doing this. And again, if the shoulder's lifting, they might need to lighten up to be able to create the full range of motion with proper form. Okay, we've got arm circles. These go two directions. There's two variations to this exercise. We've got an overhand grip on our shot. Watch my hips. This is secondary core work along with arms. Now, if you're down like Ashley, she's not really gonna get as much of the core work as I'll get up on my knees. So we pull down, you lift up and around, and you lower. So as you pull this way, you're gonna have to pull the left hip forward using the oblique so that the hip doesn't open up. Then as you lower, you pull the right hip forward using the right oblique. So talk a lot about pelvic stability here, grounding through the core to keep the hips where they should be. Opposite direction is a little bit harder. So on this one, we lift up here, we lower down, and release. So the hips will pull the opposite direction here. As you lift up, you're pulling forward through the left hip and then through the right. And lastly, draw the sword. So hand on the hip. We're on our mirror side arm now. First, we draw the sword. So this just means that the hand comes to the shoulder and the elbow is high. This is really important form. I see this wrong all the time. It is not here. It is not here. Palm is in on this, okay? So it's just like you took a sword out of your pocket and you lifted. Then we go sword to extension. So draw your sword. You extend up. My elbow does not move. It is perfectly still in the air. And then you put your sword away. So one more time. Lift your sword, shoulders down, elbows high. You open, no movement through the elbow, meaning we're not dropping the elbow. You close, the elbow stays high, and then you release down. Obviously, this is great for shoulders and a lot of secondary core work with keeping the body nice and straight. There is one more variation here that I'd like to add on to the bicep curl. So a bicep curl with a reach. This would be a good secondary oblique exercise if you've done obliques elsewhere in class. So if you take your bicep curl and then we reach down, take your extension, release, and then come back up. Now you would build for this exercise, so maybe you start with your bicep curl for a minute, and then maybe you would add on just the curl with your side bend, and then back up for a minute, and then maybe you add in the full range exercise. So you curl, side bend, take your reach, release, and then notice my hand is free. I'm using my core with control to come back up. Okay, so that would be your side facing arm series.